Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we're in Neofly. There's been a pretty massive addition to this already fantastic program, and that is FBOs, that's fixed base operations, now available as an add-on with Neofly. So I'm going to check that out today, see what it's all about, but before I do that, once again, just a reminder, the like button, it's down below. Now, I'm going to put an incentive in place for the like button this time. Something a bit different. If I get just 8 million likes, I will release the video of me breaking my ribs on New Year's Eve, trying to breakdance after I drank too much whiskey. So that's just 8 million likes. That's all it's going to take. Should be pretty straightforward. Also, you can subscribe if you want to. It costs nothing at all except a little bit of self-respect. On New Year's Eve, I gave up a lot of self-respect. So how about subscribing? Anyway, Neofly FBOs, fixed base operations. It's really great to see this being added into the program, because now the program's got that real mix of getting out there and just flying aircraft, which has been a real strength of this with a bunch of different types of missions, but now it's sort of adding in that economic and airline management side of things. So let's take a look at how this works. What you need to know is you go up to the FBO tab in Neofly after the latest update, and you'll see that there's actually nothing in there at the moment, but there are 3 tabs. There's FBO missions. This will, once you set up some missions, it will show in here, and that's one of the benefits of having an FBO. You can set up custom missions between airports. FBO management, this is going to show you the sort of stock you got in place, also give you the tool to set up your missions, this little box right here. And then you got an FBO dispatcher. Now these are some staff that you can hire that will give you certain bonuses and discounts that will help you out with your FBO. So to get access to an FBO, by the way, you need to jump across to not the info, this one right here. It is an add-on, it is a paid add-on, $10. So go ahead and support the developer. If you think you even mildly like this add-on, get in there and support them. $10, you'll get access to the FBO side of Neofly. Now, if you are a donator, you are automatically going to have access. Jump on the Discord, you'll get your donator key, and you can get into it and access it that way. But hey, look, for $10, it's been a fantastic program. So if you have got that spare, go ahead, support the developer with this, basically ever updating program. Anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to do in our FBO. So I'm going to go into the missions tab up here, because that's going to show me a bunch of airports around my current location. Now this is the standard mission screen, and I've got it set to just show me missions within 100 nautical miles, because I'm banging around in my Cessna 172 still, which I'm really enjoying. And I've relocated myself back here to Kelowna, which is sort of my original airport that I started. And by the way, down below here, you can set your pilot position anywhere. See transit mission down here, and you can just go ahead and type in, say I wanted to go to Vancouver. This has nothing to do with what I was going to talk to you in this video, but might as well add it in. And you can either pay to go there, so it would cost me $1,436 to go down to Vancouver, or you can fly that mission. No, I don't want to do either, but it's actually not too bad. It's actually pretty reasonably priced to get yourself to another airport that you might want to fly out of next time. So just a little tip right there. But anyway, in terms of FBOs, you actually have to rent them weekly. So that's one thing to take into account. And in order to set one up, and I'm going to set one up in Kelowna, I right click on the little yellow dot there, go to airport. I've zoomed in, and now it's sort of, the map is sort of fading into the background there. But anyway, you could go use this FBO, and it will tell me that the cost to rent this, spit it out, mate. Come on, get your act together, mate. Rent this FBO would be $25,000 a week. So that's something to take into account. Some of these FBOs can be quite pricey, so you've got to make sure you've got the budget available. So that is, I'll go ahead and set that up in a minute, but I just want to show that if you click on any of these little orange dots right here, look down the bottom right hand corner. Now I'm on a 25, a 2K monitor, so hopefully this is coming through nice and clearly. Put it full screen if it's not, and you should see it. But anyway, if I wanted to set one up in Princeton, it would be $15,000 a week. If we go down here to Hope, $5,000. So you just click on the orange dot right here. It's more like a dark deep yellow maybe. 15 grand there in trail. If I was over here, and the Casio is 15, is getting a pattern right here. Maple Lake 5,000. Now, really, what determines the cost of the FBO is basically the resources they have there in terms of runway lights, all that sort of stuff. So, basically, the bigger the airport, the more it's going to cost you on a weekly basis. So, when you first start off, you might just want to go ahead and set up one FBO and then set up some flights to some airports in the local area. One thing to take into account that if you just have one FBO, you might fly from, say, Kelowna up here to Kamloops, over to Kamloops. Once you get there, though, if Kamloops isn't an FBO, then you're going to have to, if you want to get back to Kelowna, you're going to either have to hope that there's a mission available that will fly you back there, and there's probably a decent chance if it's this close that there will be, but it's not guaranteed. Otherwise, use this transit mission option down here where you can either just set a transit mission to fly back, and maybe you'd want to take some trading goods back. I haven't got any, what do we, CLW, let's throw that up there. You've got these trading goods right here. You might find that there's some to cheap to buy here and to fly back to Kelowna. And that way it makes the return trip, profitable. However, in the perfect world, you want to probably set up like a hub and spoke type scenario where perhaps you have Kelowna as a central FBO, and then you set up these FBOs around the place, and then you set up flights between all of them. So you've got flights going to Hope and then a flight returning to Hope. And that way you're guaranteed to have a paying mission coming back to your original FBO. Anyway, you don't have to do that. You can just set up an individual one, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to say we're poor. We've only got, I think I've got 160 something thousand in the bank. There we go. So I'm really going to have to make the most of my FBO, by the way, because 25 grand a week, it's not going to take too long to chew that up. But that's okay. It's all about flying. So what I want to do is go ahead and set up my FBO. Right click Mace. There we go. We'll get it right. And we'll go users and FBO. Do you want to spend your 25k per week? Yes. Boom. And as you can see, little orange disc has appeared right there, and I now have an FBO located at Kelowna. So if I go like this, drop down box, so we'll go ahead and grab that, and now this is going to show me the details of the missions that are currently around here, and I've set none up, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so the next thing you probably want to do is, let me just talk you through the different stock that is going to appear in your FBO and what it means, because basically these stock items are going to enhance the profitability on your passenger flights mainly. So right here we've got deluxe stock, which is a magazine. Now magazines are basically, they'll keep your passengers happy, and passengers of flights that have magazines on them, your passengers will become deluxe passengers, and they will pay more for your flight, so you earn more money from your flight. Next one here is caviar. So caviar will keep VIPs happy, and they'll become, once again, they go from a VIP to a deluxe VIP, and they'll pay more also. Whiskey. Here we go. Oh, I know all about whiskey. I can tell that right now. Do not drink it on New Year's Eve and breakdance. Well, you can if you want to. Actually, I heard that breakdancing is coming into the Olympics. I'm not going to be qualifying based on my effort. And if I get 8 million likes on this video, you'll see why. Whiskey will make airline passengers happy. Okay, so just so you know about that. And they'll become deluxe airline passengers, and they will they'll basically pay more once again. So 3 right here. Your magazines, your VIP for your caviar, for your caviar for your VIPs, and your airline, your whiskey for your airline. Then you've got mechanical parts. So essentially, now you've got an FBO set up, you're able to actually repair your aircraft automatically back at your FBOs wherever you got located. So that's nice and easy. You do have to have aircraft parts in the region though. So that's one thing to take into account at your airport, I should say. You do have to have aircraft parts. So the way to figure it out is, say your aircraft is 60%. So the hull is 60%. You would need 40 aircraft parts to bring that up to 100%. So you've got to ship those in or fly those in or whatever. And so basically work out the difference between the current condition of your hull. Let's take a look at that. Flying aircraft. Oh, where is it? It's gone. Where's my aircraft gone? Oh, it's in the hangar. That's where it is. This has got a hull of 79. I would need 21 aircraft parts to then to be able to repair that fully. So that's just the type of stock you're going to have on hand at your FBO right there. Now these little icons here just show you what kind of runways, and this is contributing, sorry, these little things here are contributing to the weekly cost of your FBO. So it's got number runway, it's got no soft runway, so it's got hard runway, so that means asphalt. It's got ILS, and it's got runway lights. So if you've got a little airstrip that doesn't have a hard runway, it's a dirt strip in the middle of nowhere with no runway lights and no ILS, then it's going to be a lot cheaper. And that's basically how that weekly cost is determined. So what you can do now is essentially you can go ahead and set up your mission. So you can say, hey, I want to depart from here, fly here, blah, 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 the type of mission I want it to be, the maximum passengers, maximum weight, blah, blah, blah. So the key thing about this is you can really customize it to the aircraft you're currently flying, which is really fantastic. But wait, there's more. Before you do that, go ahead and set up go and hire an FBO dispatcher. So you've got Emma, Victoria, Carla, Anna, Sophia, Maria, Sandra, Monica, Ursula, and Mila. All of these staff members have an A at the end of their name, which is very, very important, and I can't explain why now, but when I think of a good reason, I'll tell you. But essentially what you do is just go ahead and you can just assign a staff member to an FBO, and then by paying them this wage, $1,200 per week in this case, they're going to give you a bonus. So basically fuel price will be half. So you're going to, that's going to be very, that's pretty bloody good is what I'm trying to say. You're going to have more clients available for your line missions that we're going to create. You're going to have mission prices for the flights are going to increase by 5%. So that's great. More money. Deluxe missions use less deluxe stock. So that's great. So that allows you to, you don't have to have as many of these stock items here. And the final one here is use mechanicals divided by 2. So half the amount for your auto repair. So less to repair. So essentially work out how much you're prepared to pay for a staff member. You might have bugger all money right now. So Mila could be your go-to. And if you get Mila, you're going to get your fuel sorted. You're going to get the missions. But I'm going to be, look, at the end of the day, by the way, you can go and, if you want to, you can hack the database and just put as much money in there as you like, if that's the way you want to play it. I prefer to just earn it myself, but hey, the great thing about this game is you can play it whatever way you like. So I'm going to send Emma right here, $1,200 per week to Kelowna, and suddenly she is now going to provide those benefits to my FBO. By the way, everybody, today's video is all about, I should have said this at the start, so if you're still watching, congratulations. Today's video is showing you how to set this up. In my next video, I'm going to actually do a flight from one FBO to the other, and then you can figure out, you can sort of see it all in action. I should have really set that up front. Anyway, I'm a shocker. Here goes Emma. So Emma's right here, and so that's great. She's a dispatcher. She gives me a lot of benefits. So what I could actually probably do is, I don't know, I haven't done my research, but I assume that if we go Kelowna right here, there's wine, caviar, I could go ahead, let's say, how much, that's expensive, bloody hell. Hold on, let's go for magazine. Let's just, hold on, I want it really, there we go, that's enough, 37 magazines. So I'm going to go ahead and buy, I'm just sort of, playing not at the same location at the market. Oh, okay. Absolutely Barry Crocker on my behalf right here, everybody. This is a trick for young players. Ha! I am an idiot. Where am I? My plane's still back at KGG. Ha! I'm an idiot. Okay. So essentially what I'm just trying to figure out, and I'll figure this out when I actually go ahead and do a flight. I'm going to have to get my plane back here. What an idiot I am. Anyway, remember I ported myself down here. That's the disadvantage. If you port yourself back to an airport, make sure there's an aircraft at the place you're going to. Okay, everybody, I'm editing this in because I went away and did a bit of research, and I went off on a tangent in terms of getting stock at your FBO. So what I needed to do was get my aircraft back to my FBO. So the way you can do that, by the way, is you don't have to fly it back. It's similar to the other situation where you can just go ahead, I'll go to hangar, and obviously you right click on it, and you can actually bring to pilot location. So that's what I did. So I went ahead, bought my aircraft back, then I went to trading. Let me just do it right now. How about we buy some some caviar. Oh no, that's too expensive. I bought some. Let's do some aircraft parts. I did actually buy some magazines, but let's buy some aircraft parts. And I go buy, and you can see down the bottom here, it's the same deal. Remember, if you're going to sell it locally, you just press sell, but you just press FBO. Added mechanical parts to my FBO. So when we go into my FBO management right here, you can see I've got 57 mechanical parts. So I can now go and repair my aircraft. It only needed 21, so that's great. Can do that nice and cheaply. But I do have deluxe stock magazines. And so what I did is I created another route between Kelowna and Kamloops. And then I went into FBO missions and I pressed refresh. And there you go right there. Deluxe passenger missions were created. So you can see right here, this is a much shorter route, 61 nautical miles. Actually, look at this one passenger, $8,000, man. But because I've gone ahead and used some of those magazines, it's upgraded it to a deluxe passenger mission. And of course, it's going to pay a bit more for doing that. So just remember, every time you press refresh, it's going to go ahead and it's going to use some of your goods. So if I go ahead and press refresh, oh no, it's got the maximum amount on there at the moment. That's fine. But if you create more line missions, by the way, and then go and press refresh, that's going to use your stock. So just be aware of that. You don't go willy-nilly spending all your stock on missions that you don't end up flying. So hopefully that makes sense. Make sure your aircraft's at the airport. Buy the goods or the stock that you're looking for. Add them to your FBO. Create your routes, have a dispatcher to give you those bonuses, then go ahead and refresh your mission page, and it's going to give you some customized missions to fly in Neofly. So absolutely fantastic. Okay, we're now going back to the original video where I'm showing you how to set up a basic FBO line mission. You stock these up, and then when you put your mission together, you can choose what kind you want to actually do. So how about we go ahead and set up an FBO departure from Kelowna, and let's actually use Hope. CYHE. CYHE. What kind of mission type? Mission type will be passenger, and maximum cargo passenger is going to be 3 because I've got the Cessna 172. Price, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to be. Maximum payload, let's just go with that and go add. Price can't be 0. Okay. Stand by. Let me just quickly figure this out. Okay, it seems between $9,000 to $14,000 seems to be the go. So I'm just going to put 15 grand in here for 100 nautical mile there or thereabouts. Trips probably a little bit less than that. 15 grand for this, and I'm going to go add. And boom. And my route is now showing down there. CYLW, CYHE. 3 passengers, 15 grand. Estimated price is actually 7168. So it's telling me when I put this in, I didn't actually see that before, that's really where I should be. Now, if you've got a good dispatcher, they're going to negotiate better prices. So what I need to do is, how about we go ahead and change this then? I want to get 8 grand. Oh, hold on. Let's check out FBO missions. Refresh. Nothing. There's no missions there. No one wants to fly at that price, Mace. You're too greedy. So let's go ahead and go 8 grand, Mace. Add. Okay, line mission. So we've got another one for 8 grand this time. We go in here and we refresh. They still don't like it at that price. So this is the thing. You've got to price it correctly. Let's go ahead and try it then at 7,200. We're getting a lot closer. Now let's go 7,000 just to try to guarantee. Because your dispatcher could actually negotiate it higher. So I'll go add. Line mission added. Let's go up to FBO missions. Refresh. They still don't like it. Okay, actually, everybody, if I go to missions, it's there now. So I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe it takes a couple of minutes just to actually spawn in there. I did go to missions like this to check it out there. And then when I went back to my FBO, there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Distance is 90. So for 8,000, look, we've got a nice range of prices right here. And it's a little bit more than what the estimated price was, which means that Emma has done a great job for me. She's negotiated a better price. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. As I mentioned, I think the ideal scenario is to have a central hub and a hub and spoke type scenario where you perhaps have other hubs scattered around the place, if you can afford it, of course, and or at least have 2 where you can set up missions, because I'd love to be able to set up a return mission between these 2 airports, and then I'm guaranteed to have a income earning mission coming back in. So I can add in, there goes your dispatches. You can, obviously I've got a really good one there for in Emma. I've got the top-notch one, but if I open another one, I assume she won't be available. I think these are the only people available, so I'll have to maybe they'll reset, I'm not too sure. But I don't think she can be at 2 FBOs at once, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, a cool little add-on. Now, one thing the developer did say is that, obviously this is a first iteration, some changes and tweaks have been made as a result of user feedback already, and you can expect that to continue. So you'll see it getting refined and stuff like that. But hey, I like what I see. Make sure you check out the manual, by the way. Go to the neofly.net. Let me check that out. Neofly.net, that's it. And on that home page down the bottom, that's where the manuals are. Go and check that out, and it talks you through these steps one by one so you can see what's going on. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that all made sense. Obviously, I was way off topic at times there, but that's just the way it is. And another reminder, 8 million likes. Release the video. You'll be loving that. But until next time, everybody, next flight, like I said, we're going to do some flights here. We're going to check it out. But until next time, everybody, take it easy.